Now it is my pleasure to introduce the wonderful Devon Eldarrat.
Earlier in the year, I heard a TED Talk by a police officer named John Sutherland. He was speaking about his job, his experiences, and his battle with depression. As a police officer, he had heard the concept of Locard's exchange principle many times, or in other words, the forensic principle that every contact leaves a trace. He thought about this concept on a deeper level and connected it to his personal life in a more abstract and less literal way. The way he talked about this stuck with me, and I couldn't help but wonder exactly what he meant. And the more I thought, the more the answers came. I started connecting his story to my own. I thought about all the traces I've left. In 7th grade, I went on Urban Experience. It's a week-long trip to Chicago where we interview strangers for a podcast. The experience was still to this day one of the best experiences of my life. We were going to different places, picking random people and asking them questions about anti-Semitism when we had absolutely no knowledge of what their answer would be. In the moments of the stranger being shocked and confused as we explained why a group of teenagers was approaching them, I would always wonder if they would remember us. I would think about the traces that we left on them, although I hadn't called it that yet. As I graduate and reflect on my time in the TCS community, I can see that I've learned about leaving traces of good. If you've gone to TCS for any stretch of time, you're familiar with the concept of leave no trace. Leave no trace means respecting public spaces and the people we are sharing them with. But as I've gotten older, I've realized it's impossible to never leave any traces at all. We leave traces on people we interact with in urban environments, and we leave traces on the world when we explore nature. We leave traces by interviewing people on Urban Experience for our podcasts. We leave traces on our teachers, who become more and more familiar with us every day we learn, just as they leave traces on us. The ways we interact with the world and the people in it leave traces, and it's up to us to decide if that trace is positive or negative. Throughout my school career at TCS, I've been given the tools to learn how to leave positive traces. I've been immersed in an environment fueled by respect and understanding. I thought about the times that I could have been nicer, the times I could have been more respectful, and the times I could have at least tried to understand. And although I can't go back in time and fix every little mistake, I can focus on the future and how to make it more positive. Even though it's not always possible to leave positive traces everywhere you go, the best thing that anyone can do is try. Thank you.